reading the last verse in chapter 22 of Genesis is starting at verse 20, and then we're going to jump into Genesis chapter 23. So Genesis chapter 22 verse 20, Nahor's sons. Sometime later Abraham was told, Milcah is also a mother. She has borne sons to your brother Nahor. Uz, the firstborn, but his brother Kemuel, the father of Aram, Kesed, Hazo, Pildash, Jilpah, and Bethuel. Bethuel became the father of Rebekah. Milcah bore these 8 sons to Abraham's brother Nahor. His concubine, whose name was Reumah, also had sons, Tebah, Gaham, Tehash, and Makkah. That was verse 20, end of chapter 22. I didn't get that in the last video. Jumping right into chapter 23 of Genesis. Sarah, the death of Sarah. Sarah lived to be 127 years old. She died at Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham went to mourn for Sarah and to weep over her. Then Abraham rose from beside his dead wife and spoke to the Hittites. He said, I am a foreigner and a stranger among you. Sell me some property for a burial site here so I can bury my dead. The Hittites replied to Abraham, Sir, listen to us. You are a mighty prince among us. Bury your dead in the choicest of our tombs. None of us will refuse you his tomb or burying your dead. For burying your dead, Then Abraham rose and bowed down before the people of the land, the Hittites. He said to them, If you are willing to let me bury my dead, then listen to me and intercede with Ephron, son of Zohar, on my behalf. So he will sell me the cave of Machpelah, which belongs to him and is at the end of his field. Ask him to sell it to me for the full price as a burial site among you. Ephron the Hittite was sitting among his people, and he replied to Abraham in the hearing of all the Hittites who had come to the gate of his city. No, my lord, he said, listen to me. I give you the field, and I give you the cave that is in it. I give it to you in the presence of my people. Bury your dead. Again, Abraham bowed down before the people of the land, and he said to Ephron in their hearing, listen to me, if you will. I will pay the price of the field. Accept it from me so I can bury my dead there. Ephron answered Abraham, listen to me, my lord. So he's calling him my lord because this is a sign of respect, showing that he is of higher authority to him. He looks at himself as lesser than Abraham. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. But what is that between you and me? Bury your dead. Abraham agreed to Ephron's terms and weighed out for him the price he had named in the hearing of his Hittites, 400 shekels of silver, according to the weight current among the merchants. So Ephron's field in Machpelah near Mamre, both had the field and cave in it, and all the trees within the borders of the field was deeded to Abraham as his property in the presence of all the Hittites who had come to the gate of the city. Afterward, Abraham buried his wife Sarah in the cave in the field of Machpelah near Mamre, which is at Hebron in the land of Canaan. So the field and the cave in it were deeded to Abraham by the Hittites as a burial site. So Mamre, why do I feel like Mamre? Maybe he lived there before or near there, because didn't God come to him by the tree of Mamre? What verse was that in? Hold on. Okay, I found it. Genesis chapter 18. The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre while he was sitting at the entrance of his tent in the heat of the day. So y'all remember, Abraham looked up, he saw the 3 men, the angel of the Lord came to him. He prepared food for them, and then told him that that around that same time next year that he would bear, that Sarah would bear a son for him. And that at this time, verse 12, so Sarah laughed to herself as she thought, after I am worn out and my Lord is old, her husband is old, will I now have this pleasure? Then the Lord said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh and say, will I really have a child now that I'm old? Is there anything? Okay, so maybe that's like he was really wanting to lay his wife to rest here. And I don't know if these are the two places, if they're the same exact place. I got to dig deeper into that. But he wanted to lay her in Ephron's field in Machpelah near Mamre. And God came to him in verse 18 near the great trees of Mamre. And that was so significant in their life. That was a significant time in their life. Okay. Furthermore, let's go into, we got time for 24. Oh no, 24 is so long. So we'll get into 24 in the next video.